Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making an impossible pie. Now this pie is my new best friend. You literally do not need a pie crust for this. It makes its own crust. All you have to do for the crust is just take a little bit of cold butter and wipe it in the bottom of your pan and grease it good. And that's the only crust it has. Now, what I like about this pie, other than the fact that it is incredibly easy, is that you can do different variations of it. And if you are trying to lose weight, or you have a diabetic in the house, or someone with celiacs who is gluten-free, this recipe is perfect for all those people. It only has a half a cup of flour in it. And you can use any flour for that. So if you need it gluten-free, you could do almond flour, rice flour, potato flour, whatever kind of gluten-free flour that you prefer. And there's the crust. That's all you do. We have a few other ingredients in this pie, but like I said, it's so easy. You want to go ahead and turn your oven on 350 degrees and preheat it, because you're going to have the pie ready way before your oven gets preheated. You need 2 cups of milk, and you can use any milk in this recipe. Whole milk is probably best. You could use evaporated milk, even use powdered milk if you had it and you wanted to use it up. I'm putting a cup of coconut in mine, and any flake coconut will work. This is actually unsweetened. You can use sweetened, whatever you got. Or if you're not a coconut fan, leave this out, and you will have a vanilla custard pie. I have 6 tablespoons of melted butter here. Now, if you're on a serious diet, you can cut this butter down to 1/4 cup. If you want it a little bit richer, you can go all the way up to 1/2 cup. Our 1/2 cup of flour, any flour will work. A cup of sugar. And I have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, if you're using self-rising flour, if that's all you got, you won't need the baking powder, and you'll just want a tiny bit of salt. But this pie has 4 eggs in it, so you are going to want a little salt in it. And I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, you can use any extract in this. Like, because I'm doing coconut, I could do a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of coconut. I didn't have coconut, so I just have my 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You can mix this by hand. You can mix it in your mixer in a stand mixer with a regular mixer. The blender tends to work best for this because it whips it up really fast and there's no slopping, because once you put it in there, you put the lid on it and just blend it up. So we're just going to put all the ingredients in there except for the coconut. We're going to leave it for last. You do want to let your butter cool down after you melt it so that it's not hot. The eggs in, dump the sugar in. Go ahead and dump the flour in. And this is pretty much going to fill your blender cup up, or at least it does mine. The baking powder and the salt. And go ahead and dump the vanilla in. Like I said, we got everything in there except for our coconut. If you were doing pecans, you would want to leave those, of course. You want to mix it until you don't see any more flour. And it does work best if you save your flour till last and you put it on top. I don't know why. If you put the flour in there as your layering ingredients, it tends to stick to the sides of the blender. And now just dump in your coconut if you want the coconut, and hit it again just for a couple seconds. And that is all there is to mixing up the pie. Now, as this bakes, it's going to make a crust on the bottom that will release from your pan, and it'll look like a really thin crust on the pie. This recipe has Amish origins pretty much anywhere you research it. It says that it's an Amish recipe, and I suspect it was probably one of those accident recipes. We've talked about some accident ingredients before, But I think somebody probably had some leftover custard pie filling and they didn't have enough crust. You know, they just made too much and it overfilled their crust. And they baked what they had left over and it formed a crust all by itself. So that is most likely where this came from. Like I said, it was probably an accident recipe. But all you do now is you're going to put this in the oven for anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit longer. It'll get all nice and golden brown on the top. And if you don't want it really brown on the top, you can tint it. We've done a foil tint before, but I'm just letting mine get really brown on top. If you wanted to do it, you know, maybe for a fancy dessert with dinner, you might not want it quite as brown, and you can tint this. You just fold the foil up and put it over the top of it. You can serve this with whipped cream. You can serve it with ice cream. You can serve it with fresh fruit. Maybe some crushed pineapples would be good with it. But like I said, if you're looking for something that maybe isn't, it won't have quite as many calories in it, something for diabetics. And if you need a gluten-free pie recipe, this is a really easy one, because a lot of gluten-free bacon doesn't, you know, well, if you're gluten-free bacon, you know it's really hard to get a pie crust or anything like that to come out. There's a lot of tricks you have to do, but with this, you don't need any of those tricks. You just put your gluten-free flour in it to thicken it and then bake it. Okay, and when it comes out of the oven, this is what it's going to look like. It's all nice and golden brown. You can see some little tiny cracks on the top, and it's set, but it's still a little bit jiggly. That's okay. It's going to be a little bit jiggly, but it will be set. It won't be liquidy anymore. Like if you tip it, it's not going to slosh way up high. But you can tell when it starts to crack, it's done. And as this cools, you can see how high it rose up here too. I mean, the pan was completely full, but now it's already starting to settle. It was probably 3/4 of an inch above the top of my pan when I first took it out of the oven. It's going to settle down to a little bit below the top of the pan. That's okay. It's a custard pie. They do that when they cool. Now you're going to want to let this cool completely before you cut it. And you can serve it at room temperature, or you can put it in the refrigerator and serve it cold. But you can't get it out of here until it cools. So you're going to want to let this cool an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. Don't put it in the refrigerator until it cools to room temperature. You don't want it to cool too fast. That will affect how well it sets up. So I'm going to put a whole lot of pictures in the end of this video, and probably one right here, so you can see how the crust forms. And even when you first take it out of the oven, you can take your finger and kind of push the edge of the pie over a little bit, and you can tell it has a little thin crust like on it where the bottom of the pie baked. So if you need a recipe, if you're stress eating over the news lately and politics and stuff, this is the pie recipe for you. And I absolutely love pie. So like I said, this is going to be my new best friend because it doesn't have as many calories as a traditional pie with a crust on it. You're avoiding all that bread and all that flour and all that fat that makes up a regular pie crust. And this is really, really tasty. Even with just the cup of sugar in it, it's plenty sweet enough, and it will give you that satisfaction of having a piece of pie with way fewer calories. So give this one a try. It's too easy not to try. You saw how quick it mixed up. You put it in the oven while you're cooking dinner, and by the time you're done with dinner and you've digested, you've got a fresh baked pie for dessert that you don't have to feel guilty about eating.
Thank you so much for joining us in the Hillbilly Kitchen. If you haven't already, please don't forget to click like and subscribe before you leave. And I would like to leave you with Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. For a truly contented life, remember to put God first.